Hello, everyone. Welcome to Redmen TV. It's daily news live. It is a Monday. It's Monday, right? It's Monday. Honestly, didn't even stay up and watch Royal Rumble, and I'm in bits. Yes, there's a few bits and pieces of Liverpool news to get through. I'm going to crack through them in the next sort of 6, 7 to 10 minutes or so of that. First thing, it's not Liverpool news per se, so I'll get through it first. The news is the Wolves are the first club in the Premier League to install safe standing options. There's an article on the Telegraph website today. Very, very interesting stuff because apparently, and I've not overly looked into this yet, but apparently there's no legal reason why you can't install it. It just can't be used in a safe standing capacity because effectively, those of you who've ever experienced it or read about it, safe standing it's a seat. It's basically a seat that can be locked up, and there's bars in front more like sort of like over waist kind of chest height or whatever. I saw it in action in the Hoffenheim Champions League away game last season, but Wolves are trialing it, and I've got the quote. I'll read directly. There's a mix of rail seating with seats with separate barriers has been installed in a currently unused block of the Billy Wright stand to show fans and the local safety advisory group how they would work when the law banning persistent standing is dropped. They're putting two further options, which is barriers in front of existing seats. Later this week, to demonstrate 5 solutions in total. They've announced. Great, absolutely fantastic. I've said for a long time, I think the way Liverpool are planning Anfield, the expansion of the main stand, absolutely essential. Changing the name of the centenary stand, absolutely essential. Hopefully moving forward with expanding the Annie Road, essential. But what do you do with the Kop? Obviously make it bigger. Just make it bigger. But if you can turn the Kop into a safe standing stand, you'd even take losing a little bit of capacity in order to get a much improved atmosphere. Look, we saw it against Crystal Palace. First half of the game, sat down. Now Liverpool playing better and scoring goals made a big difference. But stood up for the second half, and it has a tangible impact on what Liverpool are doing in terms of all that. So safety first is the most important thing. And I can tell you, people are going to stand regardless of whether they're safe standing or not. People stand in seating, and I've wrecked knees and shins galore celebrating by stood up in seating area. So very, very interesting thing, and hopefully Liverpool are paying attention, and hopefully something they can progress with themselves. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments, though, if you would be so kind. Moving on then, Liverpool and Man United are apparently interested in Romelu Mitchell. Yeah, he plays for the Birmingham under-16s. Brilliant. This is where we're at in this transfer window, ladies and gents. There's a news article. The Echo are covering it. Probably all over news now with British wonder kid linked with big money moves to Liverpool or some horseshit like that. But this is where Liverpool are not going to sign anyone in January, so we're left with rumours linking us to children. To actual children. Look, fine. If he's boss and people think he's boss and there's big clubs interested in him, brilliant. Get him signed up. When Brexit happened, if he's English, I presume, he's got Romelu, but also Mitchell. I'm going to presume, I'm going to presume he's English or British, or if he's got a British passport, get them signed up. We're going to need as many British players as possible because basically everyone's going to be hung, drawn, and quartered or chucked into the channel when it happens. So yeah, there you go. There's my statement/comment that's probably going to rile people up in the comments for today's news video. There you go. Thank you very much. Sandro Tonali, Brescia midfielder, Italian, is being linked as well. There's people calling him, he's the next Pirlo because what? He plays for Brescia and he's got long brown hair. £30 million. The Echo is saying not very likely that Liverpool pay that kind of fee for someone who's as unproven as that, but apparently Juve, AC Milan and Inter are interested, and Gazzetta dello Sport say we've opened talks. Hey, listen, great. My big concern over buying Italian players is that they always seem to struggle with the pace of the Premier League or the physicality of it or what have you. I don't know. If you've seen any of this lad and you've got an opinion on him, let me know about that in the comments if you would be so kind. Moving things forward, then Simon Mignolet has spoken to the Echo, I believe, about Alisson, and we've not really heard much from Mignolet. I think he's been pretty decent all told, with the whole being Liverpool's second choice goalkeeper yet again, and being noted, and clearly he doesn't fit in with Liverpool, does he? Is he going to have a long-term future at the club? Probably not. Will he look to move on in the summer? He probably will, and fair play. But he said, and he's been talking about Alisson, I thought it was a really nice quote. He basically saying how he finds it far easier to accept being second choice goalkeeper at the club now, because Alisson's so good, and he's got a quote there saying he's up there with the top 5 goalkeepers in the world, if not the best. He doesn't need to say that. He doesn't need to come out and say any of those things. You know, he can just refuse to answer questions. He can keep his head down. He can do all that. But no, and he talks about seeing him and being a natural goalkeeper and being so fluent in everything that he does. And you know, there must be something about that. Maybe that's one of those things. You think you're the best in the world, and, or you're the best man for the job, until someone better for the job turns up, and you go, "Oh yeah, right, I get it now. That's what was supposed to be. That's what I was. That's the level that was expected of me. Wow. Well, I can't deliver on that. There's no way I'm delivering on that. Fair play, Alisson. Brilliant. Have that. Do you want my wife as well? Because you're probably much better in bed than I am. I think we all have that feel for Alisson. I mean, congratulations, by the way, on impregnating his wife once again. To be fair, I think he very nearly impregnated me with that save he made in the derby. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, good for Simon Mignolet. We like, look, ultimately, we've got no problem with Mignolet as a person. Just, look, there's nothing wrong with him. He's a fine Premier League goalkeeper. He'd probably have an amazing career for any of those teams that are 7th to 15th in the Premier League. I think he could do a job at that level, but he's not. He's not absolutely top quality, is he? Anyway, on to the title of the video. Abdul Kadir Ömür, I talked about him, I think I talked about him a couple of times on this show. It's been a couple of weeks since I have talked about him. No, the lad dubbed as the Turkish Messi, sure, because he's a bit dribbly, and he's from a country that's not Argentina, because there'll be no points. He'd just be the next Messi, wouldn't he, if he was Argentine? Yeah, him and his agents have clearly been linking him with Liverpool for a while now. He's talked about how, you know, if Liverpool were interested and the club were interested in letting him go, he'd be happy to talk. He's also been linked with the likes of Newcastle and there's some real low end of the Premier League clubs. It strikes me as though his agent is just really ramping it up at the moment, because he's looked at the clubs that are linked and he's thinking, well, for a start, they're not great. And also, if I can throw Liverpool's name as that, it might up his value a bit. It might get me a little bit more dough. It might convince those other clubs to pull the fingers out their asses and really make the transfer happen, etc., etc. Apparently, Liverpool have scouted him. I mean, I guess Liverpool will have scouted most up-and-coming talents. If there's a player, if there's a young talent who plays particularly the forward positions, and he's, you know, deemed to be potentially Premier League class, Liverpool will almost certainly have had a look at him as well. How tangible the interest is, I don't know. By all accounts, the Liverpool Echo and Pierce has come out to just smash these debates. We had this morning, deal done. Liverpool, deal done, agreed for the summer in the region of 20 million euros. Read Liverpool FC and stay, our good mate, around with it. Yeah, deal agreed. It actually came, I need to get the quote up for this. It came up via ajansport.com, verified on Twitter, which, you know, again, that should count for something, but it doesn't, because some of the best people just aren't. Just saying. The translated website for this reads as follows: according to information obtained from the agency Trabzonspor, Abdul Kadir Ömür in transfer Premier League team Liverpool with 20 million euros shook hands. It was learned that the agreement was concealed in order to prevent the reaction of the fans, and the explanation would be made at the end of the season. I call bullshit even before it's been called bullshit by the Liverpool Echo. We see this all the time. This is one of those perfectly plausible-ish style transfer rumours that just has that little bit of something that makes you think, ooh, that's another extra level of detail. Where have they got that from? That must come from somewhere. No smoke without fire, etc., etc., etc. In this instance, again, according to Liverpool, whether it ultimately happens or not, we don't know. But right here, right now, no deal agreed. And the Echo have gone as far as to say that they've asked Liverpool. They've totally rubbished these reports and said that he's not even a target. So obviously not a direct quote. I guess it's coming from Liverpool Echo sources, and I would stress that we see these kind of things all the time. We see denials, we see whatever, sometimes we see no comments at all. This is not the Virgil van Dijk thing for me, you know what I mean? It's not as where we've clearly tapped someone who will look and deny it, but again, stranger things have happened. If you've seen anything of him, let me know your thoughts on him in the comments. I'm going to try and see if I can get up. We have had some super chats and I actually can't get to them at the moment. I apologise sincerely. For some reason, comments aren't coming up on the phone, probably because it's shit. But yeah, thanks very much for all of your thoughts. Drop a like on this video. The Red Transfer Roundup show is coming up on Wednesday this week. Steve Hoare is in the main Redmen studio talking through all the biggest news deals. He will be talking about this in more depth and detail, and probably talking about the, I can only presume, slightly less clickbaity follow-up article that will go on readable.com on the back of this. But stay tuned to at the Redmen TV for all the latest stuff from us. And of course, get over to redmentv.com. As I say, sign up, get your 3-month trial, and get that show as well as a whole host of other amazing content. Other than that, the build-up show is the build-up show out? Yeah. The build-up show is out, building up to Leicester. We've got Andy Grant on that. Fantastic.